Hi Andy, thanks for joining me for another Q&A. Today we want to talk about staying connected with a recruiter. We tend to get a lot of questions around this, if you should be constantly in contact with a recruiter or it should be just when you're looking for a new job. So we're just going to cover off a few questions around that today. My first question I have for you is, should you only be in contact with a recruiter when you're looking for a role?
So I think this is a great question. I think that connecting with a recruiter, even when you're not actively looking, can be very useful. Perhaps you're just exploring the market, or you just want to hear about some certain opportunities that might align more with your skill set, which might be of interest to you. Perhaps you might not be actively looking at the moment, but if further down the line you do decide that you want to make a move, being connected with a recruiter and already having that established relationship with them can be quite helpful.
Yeah, of course. And what are the benefits of staying connected with a recruiter when you're not looking?
So some of the benefits of staying connected can include just having someone who has perhaps a good insight into the job market, or also insight into things like salary guides and things like that as well. If you're not actively looking, then even being connected with a recruiter who understands your skill set, your experience, your background, and what types of roles would be most of interest to you, that can be very useful down the line as well. Additionally, being connected with a recruiter, even if you aren't actively looking, is also very helpful if you have friends, families, or colleagues who are perhaps looking. Having someone who you have an established relationship with can definitely be very helpful in those situations.
Yeah, of course. And when we're talking about, staying connected, it doesn't necessarily have to be, being on the phone with them all the time. It can just be following on LinkedIn or, staying connected with an email every now and then. I think it's definitely important to stay connected. And the last question I have for you is, will staying connected with a recruiter give you a competitive edge?
So this is also a very, very good question, which a lot of people probably don't think about as much. But there are definitely situations where companies will exclusively work with only one recruitment agency. And there are even times where, following on from this, there's some roles which are only filled internally, which may not be advertised online, but only through networking or employee recommendations or through agency recommendations in that situation. So that's also another situation where being connected with a recruiter can help you get access to these roles as well.
Yeah, of course. So there is a competitive edge then. Sometimes, not all the time. So that's all the questions I have for you today, Andy. Thanks for joining me. Looking forward to our next Q&A. And if you have any questions for Andy more about, staying connected, or if you'd like to connect with himself or Louise or any of the team at Pinpoint, the details are on the screen. So thanks again, Andy.
Thank you so much, Adele. It's a pleasure as always.